What's up, everybody? This is Table Talk. Welcome back to another episode. Should be pretty special, at least for us. We got some good news.
Cool announcements.
Some newsy news to rip off top.
Newsy news.
Newsy news. Got a tournament recap. We'll kind of walk you guys through. We just went about a month ago.
Has it been that long already?
Almost a month. Because it was the 25th and 26th of...
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, of last month. Yeah.
3 weeks ago-ish.
An 800-point strategy battle game tournament. It was a lot of fun. We'll go over that.
Yeah, biggest one we've been to yet, so that was a lot of fun.
But before we get to that, what have you hobbied, sir?
Since our last video, a lot, actually. Well,
so much.
Kind of a lot. Most of it's this little group of guys here.
Yeah.
Was the army for our said tournament. I painted a bunch of Beornings and a couple of bears and
the bears.
Yeah. I've also got a few commission pieces, so I painted up a snow speeder for Legion. I still need to do some weathering on it, but other than that, it's basically done. Just looks fresh. It's nice.
Looks good.
Yeah. I kind of want to keep it that way, but client wants a little different, so he gets a little different. I also started up my BattleTech Alpha Strike Squad. Doing a little chocolate chip camo. We'll take a picture and post it up so you guys can see a little better.
Yep.
But yeah, only did chocolate chip on the bottom half of this guy. The top half's still just tan, but I kind of like it, so I might keep it that way. I don't know. We'll see.
Can the flaps, both of these flaps, open?
Yeah. You can glue them either both open, both closed, one open, whatever.
Okay.
So do it like that, so he's kind of like starting to turn a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh, are you gonna put it on the base like that, like it's doing a maneuver?
I think the client wants to do that. Yeah. I'm just gonna ship it back to him after I paint it. So whatever he does with it, he does.
I like doing that. I don't like having vehicles just flat. I like having them doing something.
Little dynamic pose.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have some BattleTech guys I need to get to. Sorry, Tim.
We'll do it. We promise.
Eventually they'll get painted. I had my army from the tournament, which we'll go over a little bit, but it was Isengard. It was a lot of fun. First time I tried really batching stuff.
Yeah. Like
doing like 5-6 guys at a time. It worked really well. Got it done pretty quick for my standards. It only took me like a month. Usually 800 points would have taken me all year.
Yeah, right.
I'm so slow. And then besides that, I had a 200-point Dunland army for something we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah.
A little foreshadowing.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Just a lot of miscellaneous stuff. I had a couple Legion things. Some clones I'm painting up for a skirmish list. We're going to try to film another Legion video probably pretty soon.
Yep.
Some other stuff on the horizon. I don't know, as far as painting, after I get done with my 200-point Dunland, I'm going to have to do a 300-point Dunland.
I mean, it's just adding in,
it won't be too much. Besides that, probably try to finish the Legion skirmish army, then I don't know after that.
I got a lot of Infinity stuff I need to do.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Infinity.
A lot. That's been a big chunk of my hobbying time is just putting guys together. And if you've ever put Infinity models together, you'll understand a big chunk of time goes to putting them together because apparently they're
glue resistant metal minis.
Super glue resistant somehow. I don't know. But yeah, I just put together the big action pack or whatever it is. So the starter army for the combined army for Shazvasti, and then put together some drones, which were a huge pain to put together, but they're done now. I just need to paint them.
Just putting together the Sphinx was annoying because it has the spindly wings.
The wings,
and the sword,
yeah.
That was annoying. It was bad. I dropped them a couple times. It was a little sad.
Oops.
But this was your tournament army?
Yeah, this is my tournament army. So it was 800 points. I decided I wanted something totally different and was blessed enough to get some good Christmas presents, and I got an entire Beornings army. So it was a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, I was blessed. So very thankful I was able to do that. Basically, it's Grim Beorn and Beorn and their bear forms, and then 20 Beornings. So the way I split it off is they have 2 warbands exactly the same, 7 Beornings with hand and a half axe, and 3 Beornings with great bows. So I was able to kind of spread them out a little bit and kind of cover a little bit more area with the bows. But yeah, that's what I took.
Mine, let's see if I can remember off the top of my head. I played Assault upon Helm's Deep, which is a lot of fun. It's centered around the siege weapons and the bomb teams. Didn't have a bomb team, but I had a Uruk-hai leader and a captain. They each had 5 shields and 5 pikes with them. There was a a banner in the leader's warband and 4 berserkers. And then I had 2 ballistas, and each of them had an upgraded siege engineer captain or veteran. I think it's a veteran.
It's the one that comes with extra might.
Yeah, 2 might, which was really nice. I use it a lot every game. And then I also gave them an extra 1 crew, I think. Didn't really need them.
You learned.
Upgrading them is nice because you get an extra might point. Probably didn't even need to do that. Could have had more guys. Oh, and a troll. There's a troll.
Yeah, I was like, don't forget that part.
Yeah, I had a troll in there too, which I'll never again. It was for the meme pretty much, but it didn't work out very well. Yeah, that was fun. It was a huge tournament. It was 2 days, 3 games one day and 2 the next.
Yeah, it was great.
Most I've ever played in a row.
Yeah. Saw a lot of familiar faces, which was nice. A lot of Portland guys were there. A lot of Seattle guys were there. A lot of Canadians. So, normal faces were there, plus a few new guys.
Into the West took it. No, he didn't. Brian won. No, Charles?
Who did? Yeah, Charles won it. Yeah.
Charles won?
Charles won and Ian got second.
Yeah, Guahir,
right? Yeah, Charles won with like a Guahir, Galadriel.
Stop
mix.
Winning our tournaments. Give the noobs like me a chance.
Yeah.
Just kidding, you guys are awesome.
That was an interesting list. Wasn't the Fanged Bird Bass list, but it had a bird.
I don't think I've seen an eagle in person yet. That was kind of cool.
I think I went up to Everett one time and there was somebody who had three eagles. If I remember right. Didn't do very well, but he had three. It's kind of like Fanghorn. It's cool to see him on the table, but they don't ever really do that.
I had a game against Fanghorn. That was interesting. Very interesting. Do we want to talk about the games generally?
Sure. Yeah, we can kind of go over quickly. Do you remember the scenarios that we played?
No.
I don't remember the scenarios either. So first game I played against...
I remember one, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I played against Ian from Into the West. Can't remember his last name. I apologize, good sir.
I don't know anyone's last name.
It was interesting. I played against... He had a Necromancer list with the Forge World, Witch King, and... I can never remember the other ringwraith name. He can like teleport.
I don't know.
I don't know his name. Never played against him before, so that was weird. They just once you kill them,
Shadow Guy.
Yeah, once something like that, I'm sure. Once you kill them, the next turn they roll on like a 2+ or something. They come back to life, so they basically never die.
That's ridiculous. I didn't know that was a model.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, there's 9 of them. In fact, all the ringwraiths. So.
Oh, they just come back.
Yeah, they just come back. And if you have the Necromancer on the list, so it's normally like a 4+. No, it's just one of the special rules. If a Necromancer is in the list, it becomes like a 2+ or a 3+ or something. It's basically an auto comeback. Like they're never not going to.
Weird.
So I killed the Witch King, I think, a couple of times. I killed the other guy like 5 times, but they just kept coming back, so it didn't really matter. I ended up getting the Necromancer down to single-digit will points. I can't remember how many. He has like 23 to start, so it took a while.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and he uses his will points as fate, so I could just never get a wound on him.
Do the guys that come back full stats?
No. Okay. So whatever they came back at, or whatever they went away as, they came back with. Oh, okay, so like, that's... Once they use their might's gone.
Okay, that's nice at least. I was thinking they came back just tough.
Yeah, no. I feel like the first scenario was kind of a killy one. I don't remember for sure. My troops did a very good job of mitigating losses and kind of hitting back pretty well, but I could never get to the Necromancer. He kept Beorn, and I think at one point Grim Beorn transfixed for the most part. I ended up failing almost all of my magic resistance. So, even with the magic resistance special rule, they did nothing. So that game was kind of a bummer. I think it ended up being a major loss, if I remember right, to Ian.
I played Alexander. That was Mordor, and it was just, if I remember right, it was just kind of a run-of-the-mill Mordor list. Yeah, it wasn't crazy.
He brought Kardush, right?
Yeah. And I lost that one. I only won once. That game was weird.
That's okay.
We'll get there. I don't even actually really, honestly, my memory is awful, and I didn't write down anything at the tournament.
As we do.
I lost, and I don't remember it being super eventful. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, I lost.
Yeah, whatever. I guess that happened.
He was a good opponent, but there wasn't anything super memorable.
Yeah.
I had a couple games that was like, I'll never forget them.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always a couple of those that turn out.
Second one was against Max, who runs MPM Printworks. That one, I do remember, it was destroy the supplies because we each had the 3 objective markers. I tried something that I stole off of a video on YouTube. I deployed one of my siege engines out as far as you can, which is 6 inches, and then plopped it on top of one of the objectives.
Oh, that's right.
I think it was that game I did that.
So
you can't.
So you hit an objective the entire game.
You have to. You have to get rid of the siege weapon. It was either against Max or one of the other games, but I can't remember.
That's so cheeky.
But that's a thing you can do because objectives are flat. You can go on them.
You can do. Should you do it is the question.
Probably not, but it was funny. So I'm pretty sure it was against him. Oh, that was a good game. It was against Arnor and Kierdan, whatever list he's in.
Kierdan's in Rivendell.
Rivendell, yeah. And he had Arvedui, Malbeth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So like people were just resisting death. It actually didn't go off.
You ended up killing quite a bit of this guy.
Yeah,
right?
we killed a lot of each other. It was a really close game. It pretty much came down to the final turn.
Yeah,
I have a lot of games like that. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
It
It was a lot of fun though. Ballista bolts just going off, knocking people over.
That's great. It's a good time.
Even with blinding light up, I still hit a pretty good amount.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was 6s to hit, but it's still. I don't know.
That's
it's those good. Channel dice. They're just. I don't know if they're rigged or.
I don't know what it is. Every time I play against Steven, with the exception of a game coming up soon, whenever I use our specific channel dice, they're 6s all day long. It's insane.
Who was your second game?
Second game was against the other Ian, Ian Oates. You remember his last name? He brought a Barad-dûr list, so he had big baddie Sauron. I think he had a Ringwraith, the Witch King.
Okay.
Yeah, Witch King on a horse, Sauron, and then I think he had a captain as well. Destroy the supplies, like you said. Basically, I did a better job of hiding my bears this time and not overextending, because especially me, what I like to do with this list, because they are so just punchy, is here's my bears, I'm going to come at you. And that's not always the best way to do it. And I found that out very quickly. So I did a better job of kind of keeping them back and waiting for their time to go.
Yeah.
I ended up, first round that we got into combat, I ended up taking out a third of his army. Just thanks to
orcs.
Yeah, they were all mostly orcs.
Nice.
I think he had a couple of Morgul Knights too. But just because of higher fight value, I was able... I was winning fights left and right, and so I ended up taking out a third of his army the first turn. And then
I hate that. I hate just being like, okay, roll your dice, see if I even need to roll.
See if you need to do anything. Yeah,
I hate that.
So yeah, that was interesting to just be like, well, you're gonna break pretty soon. I mean, of course, he doesn't break until Sauron's less than 2 wounds or whatever. But I just munched through everybody. I actually ended up sending the bears off of heroic combats up to the supplies, taking out all 3 supplies, and then wrapping them back down. Last turn of the game, I think I ended up getting both of them on Sauron, and he got down to 1 wound, and he just had enough to fate the wound off. So I almost tabled Ian. He's always a fun opponent. Yeah. I love playing against him. He had a really cool synth wavy Barad-dûr, so that was fun.
Is he the one that had the we went to Seattle for the Smog tournament, the one that had the Angmar, the purple?
Yeah, like purple and blue. Yeah, it's really cool.
That one was pretty sweet.
His wargs are purple. It's cool. I love playing against him. He's a fun guy. So
I played Pat, who was the TO. He wasn't gonna play, but
game 3.
Yeah, game 3. Sam had to leave. Sam I've played in every tournament I've been in so far. So I would have played him. So technically our streak of playing every tournament
still playing against him. Yeah.
Still there. So Pat was playing Breaking of the Fellowship.
Yeah.
Or was it just
he had
Fellowship?
So
it was just Fellowship, yeah. Which was weird. So it was just the Fellowship, just I don't know, how 8?
9 guys.
9 models, that's right.
I've watched the movies. You're a fan of Lord of the Rings? You don't know.
I'm on camera. I just forget everything. I keep getting confused with Breaking of the Fellowship. Yeah, so it was just 9 models versus my 30-something count army.
With a troll,
which was weird. I ended up winning. It wasn't by as much as we initially thought. We were both like, good game. Let's start playing.
As soon as you hit with 1 ballista bolt, you're dead.
But I ended up sniping a couple people, but like Frodo, he survived. The ballistas didn't do too much. He did a really good job of staying out of line of sight. We played on this Gondor Minas Tirith themed board.
Oh, that's right.
So he's going in and out of buildings and stuff. Ended up playing on that board again later, which was fine, but that was a good game too. Anyways, Pat's super fun to play against. He's super nice. And and again, he was TOing the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was super weird I'm just trying to kill 9 people, and I couldn't.
And they're elusive.
I couldn't do it. And it was the snare that's just get to the middle. I forget what that's called, but just get to the middle. That's all you do.
Yeah, control the objective. Be within 3 inches of the middle.
And because he has 9 people and I have 30 something, I won.
Just by de facto.
Yeah, everyone just goes to the middle, and I had more models. The Blisses didn't do too much there, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was just a weird game, but props to Pat for putting up a good fight.
My third game was against Steven, our good buddy Steven.
Steven.
I hate this list that he brought. He knows it. He hates that he even played it. It's the Watcher in the Water mixed with a bunch of goblins, Durbers, a shaman, and then he allied in Spider Queen, which ended up not being a big deal at all. So it was a Maelstrom deployment. He ended up using almost all of his might just to come onto the board. Well, not all, but everybody used a point of might to come onto the board. So I think he left Spider Queen. He rolled bad, and he was going to come onto my side where I had both of my armies because I was able to roll both the same. And he was trying to debate whether or not he wanted to use her might to go to a different spot. He ended up not, so I made him come on right behind me. So I just turned 1, transformed my bears, went onto a Spider Queen neutral, which was like my only W for the game.
Sad.
There's just nothing I can do about the Watcher. It's terrible. As soon as he shoots you, it doesn't kill. He just pulls whatever model right into base contact.
It's rough, yeah.
He does a really good job of being super cheeky and keeping traps around the base. So he pulls a model in, and it's just automatically trapped. So he had at least one bat swarm with the Watcher. So
that's gnarly.
Even if I struck with the bear, it would still be max fight 5, which is awful. And his Watchers fight 6. So there's nothing I can do.
No.
It's just a dead game.
Yeah, that's hard. That's rough.
We both kind of knew it going into it. I don't know why Steven says we're tied 3-3. I'm pretty sure he's beating me like 4-2 at least.
Yeah.
In matches played with both of these same lists in preparation. So I knew going into it, there's just nothing I can do. So after I killed the Spider Queen, I basically just went full on to the middle and tried to get to the Watcher as fast as I could, but I couldn't do anything.
That's rough. So, yeah, I played once. It wasn't even a full game, but I was getting dunked on.
Yeah, but
it's hard. The Watcher's tough to play against. It's just because he deep strikes you.
If you have magic, you can shut it down, but
I never played
magic, so
you got resistant to magic.
But yeah, so that one ended up being a major loss for sure. Last round, I forgot to say, it was major victory. So 2 major losses, major victory for me. Day one.
I should keep like the papers or something. I don't remember what mine were. Just last win. I'm just gonna spoil alert. I lost the last 2 also. So I went
day 2. Yeah, day 2. We played. I don't remember the scenario.
The last one I remember is the one where you pick a piece of train to get on
Fog of War. Yeah. Gosh, I can't for the life of me remember the other game. I played against. Can't remember his name. He had Rivendell. Basically just vanilla Rivendell. He had Elrond and Círdan. That was pretty much his, and then a captain.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this one was more of a kill. It wasn't Lords of Battle. It might have been to the death. I can't remember for sure, but essentially
there weren't objective tokens.
No.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, we deployed our forces. I ended up just taking my bears and my entire force kind of like skirted around. I hit his captain on first turn of fighting, munched through his captain and all of his knights, which I think he only had like 3 knights or 4 knights, but I ended up just nuking all of them and then just kind of munch all the way through. And yeah, Bose didn't do anything because he had blinding light with Círdan, which was fine because my bears were right behind him the entire time. I took out Elrond in one fell swoop.
Jeez.
It didn't even,
Bears are, when they do their job right, they do good.
Yeah, bears are they're hero nukers, like really, really bad. And so there's ways you can kind of make it so you can charge in and like make sure that you can get your charge because you can basically get 10-inch movements with them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they're disgusting. They're nasty.
Mine was against Patrick, who was playing defensive Helm's Deep.
So
it's kind of it was a thematic matchup, except it worked out the opposite way it did in the movies because my list is about sitting back and shooting you with ballistas. So I was the one that was like turtling up and sitting there, and then
that's so funny.
And then the Rohirrim and elves were the ones marching towards me. He also, just like Pat and Pat just did a good job of blocking line of sight, getting it out of buildings.
We played on the same table, so there's lots of buildings.
Yeah, it was the same table. It was a Gondor one. Still got a pretty good amount of trebuchet shots off. I forget what turn it was. Sniped Legolas.
Oh.
He went flying back. He lived. He saved his fate, but he pretty much just stayed back there the whole game and didn't come up.
Didn't want to come through it.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. Patrick was a blast to play against, and it was just funny. It's the weird flavor of the Helm's Deep list fighting each other. They both, to me, seem like turtle lists.
Oh, they for sure are.
But he played pretty aggressively with them, and they did really well. He won, but yeah, he did a really good job. The elves got some shots off, but he never really sat back and got the 30-inch range.
Right.
Which worked out.
Doesn't really matter.
Worked out well. Yeah. He had, pretty much all Royal Guard. I can't remember if he had any regular warriors or not.
Yeah, he had some. I remember seeing, because I remember I came across, I was like, wow, I didn't realize the Royal Guard were that much bigger than regular guys.
They're chunky guys.
They're like basically like my Grim Bayor next to one of my regular guys.
They're pretty big. But no, that was a fun match. I had learned a couple things about scattering too with that match. So ballistas are even better than I thought they were. I didn't know you couldn't scatter behind buildings. I thought because before I thought you could be cheeky and like say, I'm going to scatter to this guy that's behind a building.
And then the shot
just fizzles. But it has to be within line of sight of the person shooting still.
That's super nice.
Also, I don't know why I chose to go into a large tournament with stuff I don't even know the rules for.
That's okay.
Ballistas are weird because there's no rules about like how far you go out until there's in the ways.
Oh, right.
Stuff like that. But I did learn how to play them a little bit better to where like even if choosing targets or even if they scatter, I still have tons of in the ways through all those people.
So you're hitting something.
I'm hitting somebody, hopefully hitting the front line and knocking people back.
Yeah.
But it can be pretty brutal, even just knocking people flying. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because I know we house rule it where, did we say 18 inches?
18 inches.
Yeah, we say like the first 18 inches in front of the ballista, there's no in the ways because it's not like a direct shot down at somebody. Like you still have like a little bit of an arc. I don't know. At least that's the way we see it.
And the TO was saying that like the line of sight's drawn from the crew members, but it's shooting from the ballista bolt, which is like up an inch in the air, so it's over people.
Yeah. So that's how we do it anyways. I don't know if that's right or how anybody else does it, but
if you know, let us know. What was your game?
Last game or no? Last game. I played against Ethan. I played against him a couple of times. This time he had a Gondor list, so he had King Elisar, here in the tall on a horse. He had a trebuchet, and I can never remember the captain of the guard. Not Ingold. Kyrian maybe? He has a bow. I don't know.
I think so. Baragon,
maybe that was him. I don't remember which one. Anyways,
I don't play Gondor.
He had just a bunch of Citadel Guard archers, and he sat in the back and just shot the whole time. But it was Fog of War. So I decided to choose Huron as my target to kill because I figured he's a heavy fighter, so he would want to get him into fighting anyways. So I want to take him out. And then I chose, we were playing on Moria. So there was like Moria pillars on one side, on my side of the board. Yeah. There were some like rafter things on the other side. So I chose a rock formation to get on top of. There was like 2 different rock ones and I had to pick one specific. So I ended up kind of splitting my forces, which I probably should never do with the bears because it's always a bad idea. You would kind of want to keep them together, but I ended up splitting off. I had Grim Bayorn kind of targeting Huron the entire time, so I'm sure Ethan knew that's exactly who I was going for. Yeah. But I kind of made my way down the table with a few regular guys, taking trebuchet shots the entire time. I think he ended up only managing to hit maybe 3 times or so out of like 9 or 10 turns. Our game went on for forever.
Mine did too.
Yeah, but the trebuchet never outright killed anybody except for a regular troop, which is, who cares? But I ended up scattering into a bunch of combats with his guys, so he ended up killing some of his own guys just as much as he killed mine. So it was a win-win for me. I see it as. But he targeted the bears a few times and never hit, thankfully.
Yeah. That's good.
And then, so yeah, I got into, he kind of stayed back the entire time because he had the trebuchet and a bunch of Citadel Guard archers. So he was happy to sit back and shoot. So he let me come to him, which regretfully I did. Just, being peppered the whole time. Yeah. But I ended up getting to, he sat here and behind a couple of rocks. I ended up getting on the outside of the rocks and just like with Elrod, just single turn of combat, just munching right through him. I think I hero combat off of one knight on horse and here into 2 more knights and killed them. So I ended up taking out 4 horse in 1 turn.
Taking out Cav is big.
It's super big, especially when one's a huge hero.
Yeah.
But I ended up taking them out. Kind of munched through everybody. His Aragorn did the same thing, was munching through my guys. Yeah. My bears were on opposite sides, and they never really came together. But they were, taking everybody out. He had Baragon or whoever sitting up on top of the rafters the entire game. He never moved, which he didn't choose him as his guy to defend for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why, because I wasn't going to make it up to the rafters. But he chose his trebuchet veteran, who ended up being one of the first guys off when he had to take courage tests.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we came down and we got broken. I don't think I lost very many, if any at all. They're all courage 5, so they all end up sticking around.
I don't think I took courage test the whole game for breaking. Because I had to be down to 66%.
Oh, that's true.
4, so.
Yeah. So you have to roll on a 1 of 2 it ends. I think we ended up going on for like another 5 or 6 turns before the game actually ended.
Ours was at least 3.
It was ridiculous. So, but anyways, I kind of stuck around all of his troops, kind of just mingling and munching, and he ran Aragorn off because he was on a horse. He ran him off to his terrain piece. Yeah, ended up capturing his terrain piece, so it ended up being like a 7-7 draw or something like that. I mean, it was a fun game.
My last game was against Pete.
Oh yes,
he's always a blast to play against.
Yeah,
he's fun. He was playing Ents. So
did he have any hero Ents besides Treebeard?
Just Treebeard. So technically Merry and Pippin would count too.
Right.
So I think I picked one of them. I can't remember because it couldn't be the leader. It was a super weird game. Lots of like cat and mouse. Like he would peek around a corner to try to throw a rock, and then I'd move my ballistas to see his Ents, and then he'd go behind a tree. Because that's just all I could do, because I could just one-shot his whole army. Because Treebeard's the only one with fate. The other ones just die.
Because they're not heroes. Yeah, that's true.
Turn 1, I killed 1 or 2. I can't remember. I think I killed half his army. Could be wrong.
Just right off the get-go?
Not off the get-go, but just overall. I can't remember exactly. There were some weird line of sight stuff.
Yeah, I remember there were some questions that you had that you thought.
But we just kept running into weird random situations. We had to keep getting pat over, but it was a lot of fun. But I figured out kind of some better ways to play the ballista because of that game too. But it's hard to hide Ents because
but they're so big, like you can't really hide them behind anything.
There were a couple spots where I couldn't see him at all, that's the only thing you could have done in that game. Yeah, just try to hide and not die. That was another game where we thought, like, initially I was like, I'm sorry, I'm playing this list. But he ended up winning, but it was like 4-2.
Oh, really?
I think, yeah, it was really close. I missed some shots. Some of them didn't kill. Like I rolled a 1 or a 2 for the wound when I needed a 3.
Did you end up trying to like hunt them down with your regular troops, or did you?
At the very end, I threw my berserkers at them because they have courage 7 and they're terrifying, and then just like supported them as much as I could. Wounded 1. I might have killed 1 with my regular troops. I at least got a couple wounds in. I got my terrain piece and I kept my guy alive, and then he broke me, and can't remember all the objectives. I need to write them down, but he won.
Yeah, interesting.
It was a super weird game, but it also just kept going and going.
Yeah. I felt like ours was never going to end. It was crazy. Like if it would have ended even like 2 turns before it did, I probably would have gotten narrow, like a minor victory, but it just kept going and going and going and going. It was insane.
But yeah, it was a fun tournament. I can't wait for the next one. I don't know what the next one is that I'm going to.
I'm not sure either. There's a couple of ones up in the Seattle area.
There might.
That would be fun to go. I think there's one right now, actually.
Yeah, there's one going at the filming of this. There might even be some up in Canada soon. I can't remember.
Yes. That would be fun to go to.
1 in a month or 2. I'd love to go up there.
Yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, so you went 1-4 in the tournament.
4.
Yeah, yeah, 2-2-1. So neither one of us brought home any trophy really, but I did end up getting the best good army. So I mean, you can't really see it there, kind of. There's my trophy for the tournament. So that was
For painted.
Yep, for best painted. Nice. So that was pretty rewarding. I mean, I put a lot of time into these guys, so I was super happy with them. Everybody's got different paint jobs. Everybody is converted enough that there's not two of the same silhouettes of them. So I thought that was really fun too.
Yeah, it's cool.
Got 3D printed bases mixed along with bushes and stuff too. So I think they look super awesome. So I'm glad other people thought it looked really cool too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good painted armies there.
There was a ton of good stuff.
At least one display board that was really nice.
Yeah.
So it was my first fully painted army, which I thought was cool because obviously, I don't know, it's the first time I've ever had one. But it's funny because it's the biggest tournament we've ever done, 800 points.
That's true. So the most models we've ever had in a tournament.
Yeah. It could have been more because I had the troll, which is 110 points for Isengard, I think.
You could have popped in another 10 guys. Yeah.
But so that was fun. That was great. I'm looking forward to more. And yeah, we've got some fun stuff coming up on the channel here too. Exciting things.
Yeah. On to the newsy news.
The newsy news. We
won't
won't steal that top. Don't sue us.
We might steal it.
Scotty baby.
So we've got a couple of things. The first big one is still kind of the ongoing studio update thing. Yep. And as you might have been able to tell if you're watching on YouTube, that shelf just appeared right behind you. So as we're recording this thing right now,
and it's painted.
Yes, and painted. We have been working on this studio space, getting people in here to do some things for us, different contractors and things. Yeah, thanks, Derek. Thanks, Derek's dad. So we got some shelves put up. We're gonna put all our minis, our unopened boxes, all that stuff all up in there. This wall back behind me is gonna end up being like a showcase wall. Essentially, we'll probably get some swords and axes and things from various movies and post them up there. You know, something fun like that. But studio's coming along. Next on our list is to get better lights. And I mean, that's essentially the biggest upgrade we need right now, other than a whole new camera, but that's another time.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah.
It's a little secret I'll divulge, but a lot of our cameras are phones.
Shh, don't tell them. Next bit of news, we have our first real big official sponsor. Shiv Games in Kaiser here in Oregon is going to be our #1 sponsor. Yeah. We are going to have promo codes that are attached to his eBay page for giveaways. Yep. It's essentially our first kind of step into this new foray with a sponsor. So
thank you, Jeff.
Yes, thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate you. At the end of every battle report video, because our goal is to have at least once a month. So one time a month, we're going to have a promo code that we're going to give away to any listener or any viewer. And you can use that to purchase minis, bits.
Anything on his whole entire store, which
whatever's
is
on his eBay.
Filled with anything you can think of, wargaming or nerd related.
Yep. So the way we're going to do it is we'll post the battle report and we'll say that this is, this battle report has the giveaway on it. All you need to do is comment on that battle report and be a subscriber. And then 2 weeks after that battle report goes live, we'll do a random draw for the name, and then we'll reach out to whoever that person is. We'll make a short or something, to announce the winner, and then you'll get your promo code, which will be available for 30 days, and you can make a purchase for whatever the amount is that we're going to give away.
Yep, should be pretty sick. I think it's almost better than just straight up giving like a mini away or something, because you get what you want.
Yeah, you get options.
Depending on what you buy, it's technically free.
Yeah.
If you get something small.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure. I don't know exactly how. There might be shipping. I don't know. We still have a little bit of
detail. We'll see about that. Their shipping might be covered with that too, but
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is very exciting.
We're growing. Speaking of growing, we've just peaked over 400 subscribers, so thank you everybody. And we're slowly still growing day by day.
Yep.
More gets released, the more subscribers we're gonna get. So it's gonna be super awesome that we're making it there.
Yeah. And thank you, subscribers. Keep giving us feedback. I think we're just gonna keep posting some polls every now and then to kind of gauge
what people kind of generally
like and kind of the direction things are going. We're gonna be trying new styles of videos just to kind of see what people like, because we want to change up things a little bit. We want to be different. I love all the battle reports out there, but they're mostly the same. So we want to do our own thing.
Yeah, that's not our style that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Either one, enjoy watching all the time, or two, making. So, we like to have our own flavor of things.
Yeah. Our own flavor.
Yeah. The last bit of newsy news.
You got something cool.
Yeah. I'm heading up a league, this Middle Earth League here in the Salem Kaiser area. We're actually going to be playing most of our games at Shiv, our sponsor. And it's an escalation league. So we're going to be starting all the way down 200 points up to an 800-point tournament at the end of the league, which will take place over 6 months.
Did you say the game?
Middle Earth strategy battle game. I think I might have. I don't remember. But yeah, so 200 points of Middle Earth is what we're starting at, which is why Boone painted 200 points of Dunland recently.
And during the break that you won't see because I'm cutting it out, my Crabane came in. So
got the Cribbies.
Yeah.
I am still on the fence of what I'm doing. Either I'm going to be doing Rivendell or Last Alliance.
Starts in like not that one.
I don't have any Numenor painted, so that's why I'm on the fence. But yeah, so we're going to be doing an Escalation League. All the prize support's coming directly from people who are taking a part in the league. So we have a league registration fee, which will take care of all the prize support. Yeah. So we're going to have lots of stuff to give away to everybody. So it's going to be super fun.
We'll have to talk to Jeff about this, but may or may not make some videos centered around it. Maybe.
Yeah. We might do some Escalation League videos.
Might even be able to make some reports in store at some point too.
Yeah,
really
that'd
cool.
be super rad.
Some of the terrain you see in the future too might also be from Shiv, which we'll give them a shout out when we do.
Yep.
Yeah, all kind of ties together. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, we got some exciting stuff going on.
Do you have any foreshadowing for what the next report might be?
Ooh, our next report. I think we're gonna do a little kind of I don't want to say movie style, but it's definitely gonna be interview heavy. I think. Yeah. And it'll be Middle Earth again. Probably our last Middle Earth for 1 or 2 videos, if things go how they're supposed to go. But
yeah. Or unless we make this and for some reason it gets 100,000 views.
You're right.
I'll just make another Middle Earth one at that point.
But yeah, it'll be a little bit more interview centric. If anybody's seen Warhammer TV's Middle Earth, then you might kind of know where we're going. But yeah, it's gonna be super awesome. Also, we probably will use our tournament list, so you guys will be able to see.
It'd be cool. Get to see him in action.
Yeah.
You get to see how badly I flub my ballista rolls, or how badly I just play them in general. I don't know.
How far I get to fling his warriors with my bears.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, until next time, till the next episode.
Peace.